Hey guys, today's episode of GIS Podcast is brought to you by Shumba Money. Shumba Money provides safe, fast and easy money transfers from the UK, Australia, Canada and Botswana to Zimbabwe. What makes Shumba Money different is that they will not charge you any transaction fees if you're sending any amount less than $200. Yes, you heard that right. Zero transaction fees when you send up to $200. Your recipient can collect the money from their Newlands branch in Harare or any National Building Society branch all over Zimbabwe. So you can sign up to shumbamoney.com today and start sending money.
Yo, 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 what's happening?
Yo. No, I can't. Sorry, I don't know. I was gonna say, what's up? Yeah.
What's up if you want, but it's not as cool as yo, what's happening? Have you been watching Top Boy?
Yes, have you?
Yes, I have. Like, honestly, have you finished it?
Yes.
How could they do that to what's his name?
Do you know what?
I don't want to spoil it for people, but I'm like, Soka said that person is gone.
Did you see that? You have seen the TikTok was like, the woman was left completely stunned.
Yes, completely stunned. Like, honestly, I'm just like, but the way the Londoners speak, like, say nothing, What else they say? I was actually trying to imitate them the other day, and Tamara was laughing at me. But
you know what? Like, girl like Michelle in it, like
Hey, the mandem are moving. You're like,
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, where's the food? Where's the food, man? I want my food.
And you realize the food means a lot of things. You be in the crowd of people, and you're like, oh gosh, I want some food.
Exactly. Give me. Oh, did you see do you know my favorite sort of character? Like, not favorite, but I think he just brought something different. Was the Liverpudlian? Was the guy from Liverpool?
Oh my god, Curtis.
I can't even do the accent properly.
I was thinking about that as well. I was like, they actually went to Liverpool and got these guys. And him, his sister, and that guy with the eye. Yeah. This is like, gosh, man, and the deep voice.
See, I can't. I don't even want to try.
Yeah.
But there's a part where they were. Where they were, when they came to London looking for the girl, right?
Yes.
And then they went to the place, to the stash. I forget what they call it. The house, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then he went to the guy. He was like, he was saying to the girl, "Oh, you said you want to go Manchester," and then like he was threatening her or something. And then he said, "But one tip, don't buy in Manchester. Manchester's shit.
Yeah,
buy in Liverpool."
I was like, okay. He was like literally following them, listening to them, having that conversation about buying properties.
Yeah.
Yes, up north, blah blah blah, or doing Manchester. And then he come like, I mean, that he had such presence, and he didn't have a lot of scenes, but he had such presence, and I really enjoyed this character too. It was good.
I'm so upset with what they did at the end.
I know.
I could see the vision, like I could see where there's Sally, and then I was about to say Ghost. He was acting like Ghost. Jamie, Duchesne. Like, I could see the vision, but at the same time, Duchesne was kind of going the Ghost route. The whole like big flat with glass, what?
Floor to ceiling.
And you can see that what happened at the end is going to disrupt those plans.
Exactly. Yeah,
he's going to have to come back to the ground.
For sure. Like, he had plans, isn't it? He had like retirement plans, isn't it? But yeah, no, it was it's been good. It's been good. It's been a good distraction, I suppose.
Yeah.
It takes you away from everything else that's going on in the post Russia, Ukraine price hikes and everything else that's going on. But yeah.
Guys. But anyway, talking about British TV, we're going to talk a lot of, hopefully we'll have some time to talk about British TV. But because, yes, I have a lot to say. Top Boy, what's Anatomy of a Scandal.
Yes.
And I also want to talk about This Is Us a little bit. Just a little.
Oh, yes. I was watching that today as well, actually.
Yeah, I am so behind, but I have a whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But
yes, I told you, drive.
Well, because we come in with the what's it called? So for those who haven't listened to us in a while, introduction.
Okay, guys, turn up the volume. Come, we are not designing. We are okay. So for those of you listening, watching for the first time, welcome to GIS Podcast. I've been so looking forward to do this properly. Welcome to GIS Podcast with me, Natasha.
And Xolie.
And I sometimes go by Nat.
And I sometimes go by Michelle.
Yes, welcome, Michelle. What's been going on? What's been going on, Michelle? What's been going on?
Oh my goodness, what has been going? It's been a long. I remember the last time we actually recorded together. It's been a long few months. Liana is now 6-7 months, so I guess it's probably about maybe 5 months since we recorded. And
it hasn't been 5 months. What are you talking?
Has it not? It has to be. It has to be longer, no? 4 months?
January.
4 months. We're going to May, so about nearly 5 months.
Okay.
But yeah, so what's been going on is I don't even know where to start. A lot's been going on, but I feel like after my juggling of many balls in the air, I feel like I'm kind of settling. Things are settling down, that the dust is settling. And this is one thing that I have really missed. So, which is why I was reaching out to you saying, I'm ready to come back and, ready to give this, I told you I was giving you a Xolie 2.0, because I think sometimes it's taken me being away from it to kind of really identify with how much it means to me as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being back. I'm looking forward to recording. I'm looking forward to having therapy, because I think that's what I have really missed the most. I really miss just chatting loads of stuff. So for me, it really is a form of release, a form of therapy. So I'm really looking forward to kind of just having a platform, having a voice, to kind of having your voice, having your thoughts as well. I'm probably not expressing it the way I really want to, but now I'm glad to be back.
Oh, I missed you too.
I missed you. It's been I know we've been talking, but I've missed this. I've missed us on here, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No. I missed you too. And I'm glad you feel a little bit more settled. And I know, anyway, in your own time, you're going to talk about some of the plans that you have and the ideas that you have. Because I think it'll be really important to kind of talk about it, because there's so many people who've been on similar journeys, or are on the same journey, or are looking to be sort of on that journey. So, what does it look like, when your life changes? When you have additional blessings, especially in the UK, practically speaking. And so I think it's important to kind of have a space where we talk about things like that. Because I remember when I had I think it was early this year, when you and one of our other friends were talking, and then our friend was telling us about nursery fees. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I said, bruh, I don't understand why, like, that is the best contraceptive out there. Like, I don't get, like, instead of putting where they sell contraception, they should put necessary fees in the UK.
Yes.
Is X amount. I just think that does it.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you there. The same way in which when they're selling like cigarettes, they show the cancer. You know, I think people should be seeing how much these things cost, because I think we talk about it, but then once you're fully in it and then you are like calculating and budgeting and you're like, wow. You're like, wow, it's a lot. So yeah, I think as time progresses, you know, we'll talk a little bit more about the whole journey, and I'm still keen to do that motherhood piece. So and we've talked about it, and I know just in the next few weeks, months, we'll kind of put it into play. And yeah, it's a life. I remember seeing people kind of calling it life events, and it's a life event. There's a lot to be celebrated. There's so many good things. And yet at the same time, it comes with its own kind of challenges on the side. So, you know, you now need to navigate a lot of things, you know. You want to move outside London, you want to have bigger space, but then, you know, you think about job. So it's a lot, but there's a lot to talk about. And I know there's a few people who actually, there's one person reached out to me, and she was saying to me, oh, you know, I listened to you guys, and I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts on like the motherhood piece. So she's just had a little girl, I think just a few weeks old. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing that side of the journey. So more authentic stuff coming up.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it, because I was watching, it was on TikTok. I forget the name of the woman. I know she's anyway, she's a woman who's on, I think, Dragon's Den or something, or The Apprentice, and she used to be a football manager or something. I forget her name, but it was a clip on this podcast. This guy called Steven, this guy who's a British guy, mixed race, but was born in Botswana.
All right.
He's the one who's done like interviews with Molly May and all, Matt Hancock. Anyway, so she was just talking about how like 54% of women go back to work after being moms, like quit, right? Because she was just basically just because like the environment, like they don't feel welcome, they don't feel whatever. And she was just talking about just like the different way, but she was more focused on like the work side of it, and just like how like just life changes for women in ways that it does not for men, you know. And this is a woman who's like made it to the top of her game, whatever. So I was thinking from our side, it's like there's just a lot, I think, to unpack there. Even if you think about traditionally things that would happen if you were in Zim, right? Access to people, it's just not the same.
It's really not.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. And like I said, I look forward to kind of really unpacking it. Like there's so many layers to it. What you've just described about work is something, you know, I know you know something quite similar to what I'm experiencing as well. Me going back to work and going back not full-time, part-time, and how that kind of impacts on the type of job that I do, you know, trying to balance work and life and wanting to be at home. There's a lot to it. And I think I do look forward to kind of really getting down to the nitty-gritty. And because I feel there is so much that is spoken about at a very surface level. Konokoti, you know, when you go back to work, it's not the same. But what does it actually mean to say that it's not the same? Like, you know, when someone says they don't feel welcome, like, and walking in these shoes right now, and you know, it's the nuances of things. No one will tell you oh, you know what, we don't want you to come back. But it's the way in the manner in which you can tell that the tone has slightly changed, in which the way people react to, the way people interact with you is slightly different, you know. And at first you find yourself questioning, is is it me? Because I feel that sometimes you already have your own anxieties going back as a mom. Like, I only took 6 months out. People take a lot longer than that. People who are in better financial positions or who are working for better places than what I do, they take out a longer time. So I can imagine that the anxieties will be the same. So you have your own anxieties about going back into a role that you have been doing, but now you're trying to juggle your family, you're trying to juggle finances. So I feel like what we need to kind of really unpack is it's the stuff that's in between the lines, like how do they make you feel unwelcome? What can you do? And I think this is what I'm hoping that as time progresses and speaking to other people who have maybe done it before, you can get ideas in like, this is what I did. So, sometimes looking back retrospectively helps you to formulate a plan. Like for myself, like, okay, so moving forward, this is what I'm going to do, because there's a lot to it.
Yeah, no, definitely looking forward. And I'm a big believer in conversation. I think it helps.
Yes.
It helps teach, it helps, and it's that's the whole, like, with a situation shared,
yes.
Someone else says, oh yeah, I experienced the same thing, and actually this is what I did, oh, okay, I hadn't thought about that, or to kind of anticipate things. So yes, really, really, really looking forward.
And that we'll finish with that. But can I also just say, like, Nat, kudos to you for holding up the pod the past few months. You have done the most amazing work. You have put in the most amazing effort, and it is acknowledged. I feel so proud to be on here, and you just watching you, and I know there's a lot for us to talk about, but I think overall I just want to say, just a massive well done. I am proud of you. Thank you. Siyabulela, siyabonga, on behalf of the listenership of podcasts of Girl in Styles. I am your biggest fan, and you have done the most amazing, I've been listening back to some of the episodes that you did without me, and I'm just like, wow, this girl is on fire. So, kudos to you. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, Oh, me, like, why is I is resting, I'm also resting, so we acknowledge you, appreciate you, and all that jazz.
No. Thank you. You built the house. Oh, these are for me? And I love flowers. Guys, yes, to say I was thinking the other day, I was like, I had been a little under the weather, and I've been telling different people, and I'm like, I would have got flowers.
Friends.
I would have got money.
Guys.
But I accept those flowers virtually. And listen, at the end of the day, this is the house that we both built. And like, it was important. I think it was important for us to continue the content, because we've talked about our plans for the future, and everything. And I think it was one of those things that I didn't want you to feel like, oh my God, it's all like the pressure of like everything's waiting on me. And then hopefully, and obviously 6 foot weights are on our necks. So
those boys, like, honestly, they are really right on the carotids.
It's like they're not giving us a chance to breathe.
No.
So no. All in
jest. Yes.
In good jest. Yes. So no, and I'm so happy you're back. That means I can let my feet.
Listen, no one is happy for me to be back. Like, I can't wait. I've been looking forward to this. Yeah. But also just on the scheme of thank yous, like, we want to also just thank our listeners. Like, the buying me coffees have been coffeeing, so literally you guys haven't stopped supporting, and we really, really appreciate that. Do you want to go through? the list.
Yes. So we've got thank you so much to Umto and Wengo C, Maku and Nkosana /October. So thank you so much, guys. We really, really appreciate it. As you know, this is just one way to help us, invest back into the pod. We put in our time, resources, and all that sort of stuff. So it helps us. So we really appreciate it. So if you enjoy our content and you'd like us to continue and you'd like us to give us the resources to continue, please do feel free to buy us some coffee, or you can join our Patreon. But if Patreon is like too big a commitment, would appreciate our coffee here and there. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, no, thank you, guys. And we appreciate the monies have just been like, so I am the finance director. So bit and it's ka-ching. So no, and we will put it to good use. You guys will notice the difference as well in the content we give you, the way we give you the content, so that's what it all goes towards.
Absolutely. And sorry, can I just quickly say, talking about 6 Food Ways, congratulations to Tabo. Namhlasen Zoomland. Yeah, oh man, like I've just been dying to see like more clips and pictures of his wedding. So congratulations to him and his wife Faith. It's really, really amazing. And do you know what? Like, I think it's just so amazing to see young people do that. It's so inspiring to see like young guys. We laugh and talk about guys, Zim man, this, but it's so beautiful to see a young man, taking that step and them, having a beautiful wedding and just making us proud. Congratulations.
Well done to you guys both. And then let's just go straight into it. Politics.
So just quickly, I just wanted to talk about just the unfortunate things that have been happening in SA. I won't take too much time. I'll talk about it more later. There's this guy called Nhlanhla Lux, right? Who, to me, I'll use your favorite word, Xolie, is a cantankerous character.
A cantankerous man.
Yeah. So I've watched like an interview he did on Podcast and Chill with Sol and Mac G. I watched a clip of his that he did with Usizwe Dlomo. And I was just like, what is this guy about? Like, what's going on? Like, he talks a good game. He's a good orator, good communicator. But when I was trying to understand the heart of what he's on about, I'm like, I don't know. So there's a tweet that he tweeted that was to my attention, right? So he basically uploaded an image of a fake article.
I saw this, yeah.
A fake article, which I won't even really repeat exactly what the article says, but it says something. President Mnangagwa told the Herald that most mentions a tribe in Zim, whatever, run to neighboring countries, who run to neighboring countries are criminals. So he's not surprised by news of Zimbabweans associated. So basically, it was just, the what is said about you. We know the Zimbabwean. Like, if you guys know, I don't even want to repeat it because we know what about Injiva, about people from certain regions in Zim that have been going to SA and all that sort of stuff. So he posted that. Then he tweets and he's like, the Zimbabwean president has made it clear that we are dealing with wanted criminals that fled Zimbabwe. Hence, South Africa is under attack with violent crimes by illegal foreigners. We can't tolerate criminals bullying, threatening and killing us in SA. And his whole thing, from what I understand, like this Operation Dudula is supposed to be like, some sort of like citizens initiative to kind of clean up the streets and deal with crime and all that sort of stuff. But actually, unfortunately, as we know, with all these things, the low-hanging fruit is always immigrants, right? If
Obviously,
you're climbing up a Hillbrow and all those areas, you're going to be dealing with a lot of immigrants, right? And even unfortunately, there's this guy, this man called Elvis Nyati, who unfortunately passed away, a Zimbabwean man. And he was apparently like a victim of this, and like indirectly, right? But Konoku, like South Africans attacked him, and apparently what he was targeted for, there is another South African who was actually in custody at the time for those things. And so for me, I'm just like, we're getting these eloquently spoken people that are coming out
spreading a horrible narrative.
Oh, absolutely horrible narrative. And who suffers? It will be like immigrants, like Zimbabweans. And it's not just regular Zimbabweans, unfortunately. It is Zimbabweans who do not have means. It takes us back to the conversation we had about, who can say, well, I'm proudly Zimbabwean.
Yeah, so it almost feels like in South Africa, you almost like for certain people, because I don't think it affects many people. I think it affects those who are undocumented and living in places like Hillbrow, where they now need to hide their identity, hide who they are. And I remember seeing this clip of this Gogo, and I forgot what it was, but she was like it was speaking one of the dialects in South Africa, and she was pointing, what do you call this?
Elbow.
In I don't know what language it was, and so I had to read the comments because I didn't understand what they were what they were saying. But Konokuti, you now need to go around proving which you are not South African, if that makes sense. Like it's just it feels like we're just treading backwards in time. It's really sad, and it's so sad about Elvis Nyati. Sorry, not Elvis Nyati. Is it Elvis?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, and rest in peace to him. It's just so sad. We just make treks backwards. There is just no moving forward with this thing.
It is so sad. Apparently, they ask what is an elbow in isiZulu or something like that.
What is an elbow in isiZulu?
I don't know. What is it in Durban?
I don't even know. Elbow.
We need dondolo.
No. Dondolo. I don't know.
I have no idea. But remember, there's Sotho, Tswana, Tsonga.
All these other languages. Yeah.
Yeah. So if they don't know, what? So
that is scary. It's scary, like honestly.
So it's definitely something that we need to look at again, because obviously it interacts with the state of Zim. Anyway, yeah, it's just sad. But yeah, no, that's it from me on politics. Yes.
Oh, you didn't want to talk about the other thing on the
what Zimbabwe turns 42. Wow. Zimbabwe turned 42, Independence Day, which, I think now like Independence Day is used by people in the diaspora, in the UKs, Canada's, Americas, to have parties.
Yeah, but not really celebrated in Zim.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a holiday on Monday on corner. But yeah, I think, I don't know, I don't celebrate independence, but at least it's just a time it's almost like a time just to acknowledge that Zimbabwe exists, acknowledge my homeland, and also because we live in a place where other African communities or other like Caribbean, like they'll always celebrate, Ghana, Jamaica. This is it's also, it kind of feels just like our chance to be like, yay, Zim, whether you're showcasing Zim music, Zim food, Zim whatever. Like a moment for that.
Yeah. And then speaking of Zim, just keeping it like, so moving away a little bit from politics, just keeping it on Zim. A few days ago, was it yesterday? A few days ago, Sabelo at Sabs Ziso was asked the general public, what is your most cancelable take of Zimbabwe, not on Zimbabwe, beg your pardon. And we just had a bit of a laugh with this because, wow, people were like, I know you've had a look at it as well, but what sort of thing, what made you like barely out laugh? Like, what was it?
Listen, my cancelable take, I cannot even say it on the podcast, but give us a hint. Give us a hint. No, maybe I'll say it on Patreon, but this is what someone said this, and I agree with them because I kind of said the same thing. Someone said we struggle with critical thinking as a country is probably because of peanut butter.
I saw that, and then someone else was like, it's something in Putino Panache, and then I saw somebody called Panache co-tweeting and said, why are we Panaches catching strays on the Dobby tweets?
And then someone said majority of Zim entrepreneurs are glorified traders. Guys. Not much critical thinking skills needed, just money, buy here, sell there. We're not about to bring anything new to the business table anytime soon.
But what did you think? So there's a few people who kind of were tweeting on the narrative of, what is happening in the country? We deserve it. Someone was like, we are exactly where we deserve to be as a country, with our potholes, power cuts, tribalism, corruption, poverty, inflation, looting, and violence. Colonial era spillover benefits gave us earned superiority complex that our average room temperature IQs could never back up. I was like, wowzers.
Someone said the fact that Zimbabweans adapt to mediocrity. Each and every day we upgrade our mental operating system to the stuff the government has to offer. Rock bottom without a bottom.
Rock bottom without a bottom, guys.
And then I saw a lot of quote unquote highly educated.
Yeah.
People like, nah, that's a myth. We're just book smart, Mupela. Let's see. No, let me look at the code tweets. The code tweets are the ones that bang normally.
Guys, then people weren't getting hats.
Because a self-respecting Zimbabwean man must have at least 3 red sneakers,
please, and 1 pair of white jeans, guys. Because but and what else? And then there's the food. Oh my goodness, the food is bland. But what do you think? What do you think? Do you think our food is bland?
It is. Zim food is so bland. I think I've said it is. What is that?
Okay. No, but no, I think
no.
Like wait, hear me out. So I love food, right? I'm a lover of food. That much I know. There's things from Zim that I absolutely love. Yes, now that we are outside Zim and we are exposed to all these different types of foods, like from different cultures, Jamaican, Nigerian, and all these that have got more flavor. But guys, like, and you just
no. Okay, no, because I had your muchu from Saturday. That was really nice. You did really well. Okay, generally speaking, the food is bland, right? But there are certain things, like for example, pap is chwala, sadza, pap, like that is our thing. Other people will always be like, what, this thing has no flavor, but no, it's our thing. It's nice. It's supposed to be flavorless so that it's, whatever. So oxtail, I don't know if the thing is like a Zimbabwean thing. It's chalale.
How can it not be? We've got cows. Like, how can it not be?
Okay. So it can be our thing. Amasi, I like amasi. I like seasonal.
It's not like I'm messy with some weird thing. I remember I'm having a traumatic
okay. So
memory.
This is my cancelable take. Guys, try porridge. Ancho.
Oh my God, Natasha, I feel sick just even you talking about it.
Porridge, Lifage porridge. Obviously, don't forget when you put porridge, just put a little bit of it, just a little bit, whatever, right? Peggy porridge, put it, and then obviously fage chugela, and then put a little bit of butter, right?
Messy. Oh.
No, I haven't finished. Put a little bit of butter, and then take bread. And then just kuta it, and then put it sprinkles like a little bit. Then like mix it with. So now what do we? Okay, let's go back. We've got porridge, sugar, butter, bread, split bread, right?
Butter.
And then as you're just take your first spoonful, so nice, so rich, whatever, and then take amasi and take, the big spoon, and then just scoop a little bit, and then put on the side a little bit of amasi, and then just have it. Oh, oof!
I feel sick. Like my stomach is actually turning.
It is the best. And the funny thing is, when I tweeted that one time, I got so many DMs from people actually saying, yeah, I like it. Or someone saying, actually, I tried it. It's not bad. But they didn't want to go on the timeline and say.
Ugh. Anyway, okay. Anita, continue with your amasi porridge.
So guys, if you try it, please let us know. If you try it, please let us know.
But also, if you try it and then you don't let us know, is it because you're in hospital or something? So just don't do anything that will harm you.
Please, if you're lactose intolerant, please don't try it. Don't blame me.
Gosh, man. Okay. And was there anything else that you saw that was quite funny?
No, I think it was just the Zim celebrities are not celebrities. Do we have celebrities?
Honestly, nobody springs to mind, and now I'm thinking of like, would we have termed or people like or gringo, because they're the actors that we know.
Okay, so I guess there's a difference between local celebrities and maybe I'm thinking of, yeah, you could term people like that celebrities because they are what they're celebrated and they are known. Like if
is that what celebrities is?
I think so, but maybe the right word is to say is like stars.
Yes.
I think.
Why is that actually? Fun. Why is that? Why is it? I can think of South African celebrities. I can think like even just from watching all young African and famous.
Yeah.
Like you can Ukanyembao, I would say is a celebrity, right? But I can't think of people in Zim. I can't like why can't I think of Uja Praiser as a celebrity?
So I was gonna name him and actually
as celebrity.
Yeah, as celebrity / star. Just because if you think about it, he's got music that cuts across with South Africans, with West Africans. So I think he does have star power. I think we don't have a lot,
We don't, do we?
We don't. We have fame.
What celebrity do you have from Ebulawayo, for example?
Celebrity. Well, no, we have people we know, but like stars, like as an outside. But it's a tough one, because you've got people like Mrs. K or Vusampaya. You have people like ASAF.
Yes.
And all, yeah. Who else?
So a celebrity is a condition of fame and broad public recognition of a person or group as a result of attention given to them by mass media. That's what a celebrity is.
So yeah, the mass media point, a lot of people don't even get that.
They don't. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, you know, why is it that when you're thinking about celebrities, why is it that automatically I can say Ja Praiser, but I can't think of Sis K, for example. But it's because that there isn't that push for the people in like from our region to kind of get to that status, which their music is international, not like known to the level, for example, like Ja Praiser.
And they have the potential. But I think a lot of it is, someone did say that a lot of people that we consider celebrities are ZANU adjacent people.
Yeah.
Like they're ZANU kids.
Yeah, because they get the platform, you know, they get the platform. They are the ones who get invited, like overseas, like, you know, like what is it called? That's event that we have here where is it best? You know, there's a whole issue. Ja Praiser has played there once, twice, I don't know how many times, but then the people, anyway, story for another day. We should actually look into that a little bit more, because I think it's that conditioning, isn't it? It's the way that you're brought up to think, a celebrity is this, but not this. But we need to kind of change that narrative as well.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think, and it's also just to do with our country as well. It's a small country. People in the country have very little discretionary income to spend on celebrating these people. People don't have the money, right, to buy art, to do whatever. We're slowly trying, but and a lot of our celebrities are actually like politicians, like people that are known, like Zimbabwe would be a known name internationally. Maybe Oliver Mtukudzi, I think, would have been like people who are music lovers. Music lovers would know Oliver Mtukudzi. But other than that, I don't know. Maybe I'm joking.
Don't you start with that.
Giving keynote speeches or something.
I saw. Wow, guys. Wow.
So yeah, it's not really entertainment. I think people who are
no, yeah, it's true. And then speaking of arts, you know, so we're talking a little bit about what we've been consuming, as in watching on TV. And so, have you been watching anything anything that you would like us to talk about?
Have you finished Young Famous?
No, I haven't. So I'm on the last episode. You know, I don't know what happens. I haven't finished that episode. That's episode 7, which is the last one. But yeah,
we'll talk about it after, because the episode 7 is important.
Okay. Well, I think I've seen like how much spoilers for what happened. So I think let's talk about it.
No, but I think you have to like.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's funny. I think it's more like when you actually experience it. But you know, things like that. I know. Okay, so just quickly on Young Famous Africa. I know I saw people were like, "Ooh, Young." Ooh.
I saw that too. They're like, yes, they acknowledge these people are famous and that they are from Africa, but they're young. It's Singapore.
Apparently, Zimbabwe is what, 34?
Is she? I know Zari is 40.
Okay, that sounds about right. But anyway, it's. But you know what? I saw some people who were like, "Oh my god, this is so fake," whatever. And I was just like, guys, like, do you not watch reality TV? Like, it's reality TV. Like, it's all manufactured. Yes, they're not friends, but they just have to film together. Yeah. Which kind of makes me think of being Braden. Do you remember being Braden?
Yes.
And I remember like there were some people who, I think with being Braden, what happened with them is their episodes were no longer back to back. And I think it was production costs and everything. And then kind of like it kind of lost steam a little bit.
Yeah.
But I remember people were kind of like, oh, like basically trying to say with all these people are trying to like pretend as if they're like from immense wealth, and I'm just like, let these kids be, like, let them create this, like it's a reality.
Create their realities, right? Yeah.
Let them create their realities, because that's how it's entertaining. Like we're not honestly, we're not going to be entertained by someone being filmed in Lumchova.
No,
just not. Like that's the honest truth. We're not. We're going to be entertained by you saying, oh my God, you know, see, I want to Prince KB, what part, and you guys go to the airport pretending as if you've seen him, even if you haven't seen him.
That it's so true. And that is, I mean, I don't know why people are happy to watch things like Real Housewives of wherever, where there is that level of drama. But then when it comes closer to us, it's like, oh no, it's not I don't know, it's not, they're acting. That's what people kind of are quick to say. But you want action, you want people to be at each other's throats, you want drama, you want, and you know, you can imagine too when they're filming, like, the producers will be there saying, oh, can you repeat that, Kayima? Can you add a little bit more fire to it? You know, just put your whole self into it, you know, just make it look real. So, you know, it's entertainment at the end of the day.
Exactly. And I think we have to allow, I don't know, I just think we have to allow people to entertain us and to make mistakes where they can, because it goes back to the question that we asked about celebrities, because that's how you sort of manufacture interest around the thing.
Yes.
Then even Konapana say, oh, Braden, you know, being filmmakers. Then one time we know, and like if they now had someone who goes on there and is an event planner, you know, we're following their works. Then since it was good, if you've got an event, go to that person.
Yeah.
This person is a fashion, whatever. So I just think we have to allow, and I don't like it when people down Zim things, even like remember Cook Off on Netflix, or people like, it wasn't the best. Okay, we know, fine. Like, okay, but it's just on Netflix. It's just, can you imagine now if you have a colleague at work, right? You'd be like, Zimbabwe, things like, go watch Cook Off, like on Netflix. It helps make our things part of the global conversation.
Absolutely.
You know? So that's why, just the last point, the young famous whatever, it's just like, for me, I'm like, yes, it's a mess, whatever, but it's something that I saw American Twitter, like all the shade room, big posting about this show, and those things help change in narrative of look at this Africa. Okay,
exactly. Some people are still out there thinking that Africa is one country, thinking that Africans live in huts. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And you know, what I loved about it being Braden is that, you know, they highlighted so much of spaces that I not that I didn't know about, like I should know about it, but things that you're like, but where is that? Like, why haven't I seen that place when I've been visiting? And why haven't I gone there? You know, like those shots where they were eating out and stuff. And you're like, you know, it puts a mental note in your head. You know, that'd be quite a nice place to go to for breakfast. You know, you're seeing the food that they're serving. It's nice because, and I think that's how those places raise their profile as well. So,
absolutely. I mean, I'm being Braden. If you guys are doing me, I want to be your older cousin, auntie from UK. You know, whatever.
Having visits.
Exactly. And then we'd be like, podcasts, you know, then we plug Gelitz guys or be Braden. Like, so I'm game, guys. I can extra. So
you know what we should do? We should go and actually record with, like, when they're doing that, it would be the behind the scenes, like, you know, like, so they went to this place, we'll be typing away on Twitter, like keeping you guys posted. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that remember we're supposed to do a live recording in Bulawayo.
Yes, I remember. That's at the galleries. No, I don't want to take galleries. I like. we don't the gallery is ours, not the person.
The Joshua Nkomo didn't die for us not to have access to the National Gallery. So that's where we're going to record our show.
Amen. Amen. May it be so. And what else have you been watching? So we've talked about Top Boy, we've talked about...
Hey guys, so I've got a little something for you. So this episode of Gellens Guys is brought to you by Manscaped. So Manscaped is the best in grooming products. They sell a wide range of grooming products. So you can use our promo code GIS Pod to get 20% off anything that you buy from Manscaped. So I know in the past we've talked about how, at times it can be difficult to get really, nice, interesting gifts for the men in our lives. And sometimes the men complain that, we get them the same kind of stuff, right? So actually you can go on Manscaped and, be inspired to get something different. So I'm just going to show you. So if you're watching, you'll see. If you're listening, you'll just have to imagine it, right? So here they sent us this performance package, which has some hygiene products, right, that you can buy. So there's boxer short, and then there's what they call the lawnmower. You can imagine what that does. And there is a crop reviver, which is like a spray that apparently, so it's a crop reviver refreshing ball toner. So yeah. And then there is a deodorant that you spray below the waist, because we know some people need that, and toiletry, and they actually have a weed whacker. I'll be honest, I've actually tried this. It's really good. You can use that for your nose hairs or for your ear hair, right? So you can hear the sound. So that's manscaped.com, and you can use the promo code GISPod to get 20% off. So yeah, let's get to the pod.
Yeah. Anatomy of a Scandal.
Oh my God. Like, what a freaking brilliant. If there's anything that the Brits do and that they do well, is a good series. Like, that was just amazing. I think it's got like 7 or 8 episodes. It's like a mini series, and it's so do you want to kind of talk about...
No, go on.
And it kind of talks about issue of consent, right? So that's the overarching theme, but then underneath there it's like talking about how privilege, how if you look the part, how if you talk the part, how if you have gone to these good schools, sometimes, things get washed over, and also just highlighting how these frat boys, is that what they're called in Britain? They're called frat boys. Was that an American term? I don't know.
I think that's an American term, but I know what you mean.
Those
Eton, whatever type.
Yes. Yeah. How they behave and how they actually walk around, just not being good members of the society. We're really shown that side of it. So it really paints a really good picture of the main character, one of the main characters who's accused of rape. It really paints and builds a whole picture of his growing up, his time at university, and where he is now. He stands in a position of privilege. It's amazing. It's really, really, really good. So if you haven't watched it, it is so
good. There's such a plot twist, and what I liked about it as well is, so we know that there's the accused, and then there's the accuser, right? And the accused. And so what I liked about the accuser, right? It reminded me of I May Destroy You, the Calico, which is also another British series. And I remember we spoke about it, is that, you don't have this kind of black and white, like good person, bad. You have these kind of complex characters that are not necessarily like morally pure or whatever, and then it challenges your thinking when you think about, can that person be abused, if that makes sense? Because you're already challenged to be like, this person kind of, and that's what I May Destroy You did so well. You had this flawed, somewhat sexually liberated. We don't even know if it was really sexual liberation or there was some toxicity to it. But there were these like London girls, whatever, doing drugs, whatever. But consent is still important. It doesn't matter who the subject is. So I love how they did that, because as a viewer, it challenges you.
Yes. It really does. Like, and the way they presented different takes, I found that the most fascinating. So, for example, when the girl was talking about, we were in the lift and he ripped my blouse open, and then when he was, so then they kind of they walk you through that, and you see that happening. And then when it's the guy who is the defendant, he's giving his side of the story. He's like, oh no, she had the door open for me. I followed her in, and she's the one who took my hand and did this. And you're like, okay, so then, but what exactly? Where exactly have things gone wrong? It really makes you question things. And I found it was really, really interesting.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can literally see that for the guy, and then there's a lot of guys like that, there is no world where they are denied anything.
Yes.
Not even in a sinister,
no.
Like, I really believe it.
Yes, like how no one would say no to me, like, look at me, like, and you can see that is the way that he has been brought up. Like, even his mom is like, oh, who, like, and you can see how he is the one who is now bringing up his children like that. He's like, who are we? We are the White Houses, and what do? We always come out on top, so it's just like how you can see that it's just that belief, that self-belief, which there is no girl, there is no woman out there who could say no to all of this. Yes. He's an athlete, he's good at everything, so, but yeah, it's such a brilliant.
No, it is such a good show. You guys, please, you need to check it out. You need to check it out. I just quickly there's a tweet that I saw that kind of relates to this. I think I shared it with you, where let's see. I think I've lost it now.
What's that?
It was one of the cancelable takes. My god, it was something. Okay, so when you talk about this guy who's in a world where, like, doesn't believe anyone can, so under the cancelable takes of Zimbabwe, someone quoted and said, men who are raised in two-parent households grow up worse than those raised by single mothers. And that's it. Zimbabwean men. I didn't know what to make of that. I was just like,
okay. I mean, I saw the comments underneath it, and people were like really getting into their feelings. I think she fought on that till that girl, because she was going on about it. The reason why men from single parents show such love is because they could see. They could see, they don't want their women to kind of experience what the mom went through, or something along those lines. And
someone says they actually think women should struggle like their mothers did, right? Yes. And then someone was like, then the Zimmen would be saying, did you see your father do XY? So they reinforce toxic or oppressive ways normalized in two-parent households they grew up in. And then obviously someone was like, you're pushing a whatever narrative.
It's difficult.
Twitter is something. I don't know this app. I don't know how this app is free.
Like, honestly, we should be paying a subscription. But yeah. Okay. And then was there anything else you're watching? Are you watching anything now? Because those are things that we've both watched and finished.
So I'm catching up on This Is Us.
Okay.
So, This Is Us, I am on season 2. So let me tell you what happened. Honestly, what happened was I got into This Is Us. I was watching it, and I was crying every episode. And I was just like, why am I torturing myself, like crying every episode. So obviously this is not a spoiler, because if you watch This Is Us even from the beginning, you know that the father Jack passes away at some point, right? So because there's a bit of like flashback, and then to when they're adults and all that stuff. So when season 2 came, like then when the episode came when I knew he was like, it was like, okay, this is the episode where Jack dies. It took me so long to actually finish it, because I was just like, oh, no. And then I literally stopped because I was so angry at Kate. Like I was so upset because Jack because Jack went back to get the dog because she was crying. Obviously, like Jack can't help himself. It was like, Katie doll. He goes back, and then I'm sure it. So I was just so upset with the whole thing. I just stopped watching This Is Us, but then I've resumed now, and I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing some spoilers and stuff on my timeline, and I'm like,
Yeah, no, take your time with it. Like I am on the current season, which I think I've forgotten what it is. It's 7 or something. Okay. Yeah, and I know where it's going, and it's sad, but it's a good tearjerker. But yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. And then another one. Sorry, I've said this before. Kevin Hart.
Who?
Kevin Hart. He has a show on Netflix. Wait, Kevin Hart, Netflix, let me Google. Guys, please watch this show. I'm so serious. It's called True Story on Netflix. It is so good. Please, I'm begging you. God is hiding because I've been saying this for months. Since last year. But
I tried it and failed.
You watched the first. See, the thing is, people watch the first episode and then they think it's normal Kevin Hart. But you just have to power through. Honestly.
I don't know if I can. I don't know. And I think Konokuti, it's Kevin Hart. I find it really hard to.
I know. That's what I'm saying. For me, please just go to episode 2. Just honestly, guys, I know if you're listening, please just try and go to episode 2.
Really? Okay. I'll try it. I will. I'll try it. Okay. I'll actually put it on my because I think it was there. Then I on my continue watching list.
No, just try. Okay, so do we have time for one more? Do you wanna go for it, or?
Sorry, but I mean the kettle is making noise. I was just trying to keep myself muted. So you mean one more show, or the other thing that we're talking about?
The other thing.
So yes. So a little while ago, and this may have been a month or so ago, and I think, did we speak about it? I almost remember talking about it.
So I think we've spoken about just the general, but not about this subject. Does that make sense? We haven't spoken about this person when they put their thing out. We just spoke. I think we spoke about it generally, just like, I think there was an episode where we kind of
I think we did.
Talk about motherhood, but I don't think we kind of went into. But baby, listen, it was on the 5th of March on Instagram when someone posted. It was captioned "Motherhood." Zim mind blew.
Was it on the? That's when she posted.
Yes.
Okay. So for some of you who are listening will probably already know, we're talking about Ruveneko.
Although Vanessa says we say it in such a negative.
Wrong.
No, I think we mentioned it, no?
We did. That's something you see. This sounds all too familiar.
Because I remember Vanessa, but maybe we're not. I don't think we're talking about this.
Oh, go.
I don't think we're talking about this though. But we said her name. But anyway, she was saying it. We say it in such a because we're like Rubeneko.
I still don't even know how you say it.
Apologies. I think you're supposed to say Ruveneko.
Right, Ruveneko. But anyway, so we wanted to talk about making informed choices, right? And this is interesting because we spoke about this a little while after the whole post, or it also feels quite recent. And you said something along the lines of, what did you say? Something about what did you say? Do you remember what you said?
Behind the scenes conversations we've had.
I'm so confused. I'm like,
I think you're confused. I think you're confused behind the scenes conversations and what we've actually said on this podcast.
Okay, can you lead on this because I now my brain is muddled.
No. Okay, let's just talk about Rubeneko and then we'll talk about a little bit about the I think what we've said on this podcast and maybe our takes on it. So Rubeneko posted, right? And if you haven't seen it, so those of you who don't know Rubeneko Paranyata, she's a radio host and so on, and a known person in Zim. So she posted that she is pregnant, right? And she posted captioned it Motherhood, and she did a whole video where basically she was just talking about the fact that she well, I don't know if we can play. It's a bit too long. It's 2 minutes, right? So
it's long.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop. She was just basically saying, you know what? She's always wanted to be a mother, right? Like she has always wanted to be a mother, and for one reason or another, that hasn't happened yet, right? She's had, I think she's spoken before about, I think, being divorced or whatever, and basically she was just like, she's always wanted to be a mother. That's one thing that she's always known, right? And as she has gotten older, and also as she's gotten older, and also with the knowledge that she had some sort of like reproductive health challenges, and I think in the video she mentions that it's she discovered that she had fibroids, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that sort of made her more intentional about wanting to be a mother, and that desire for her was, she wasn't going to wait for the cows to come home for the perfect story. She looked into her various options. So she talked about looking into her options, just like, I was looking at donors, I was looking at whatever. And then now she shared that she's pregnant. However, I must say, she didn't really specify
how,
but I think a lot of people are assuming that she got a donor, but she actually didn't say that. She didn't
allude to anything really about what process how she did it.
She did it. She just said, I wanted to be a mom. I'm going to be a mom. This is
full stop.
I've taken the decision. I'm not waiting. I've made the decision. So, and I saw that and I was like, wow. I think my initial thought was, honestly, I was kind of inspired. I was just like, you know what, this is real. And I think she said, even in her summary, she was just like, I'm just sharing this because, just to share. And for all the people that think, time is on your side, yeah, fine. But it's also, being realistic. And it kind of took me back to what Michelle Obama said even before, where she was talking about one thing that she would advise women is, if you want to have a family, at a certain point, prioritize that. because I think sometimes we've been, we see these celebrities having kids in their 40s, having kids in their 50s and everything, and you kind of feel a little bit relaxed about it. And just because of the patriarchal nature of the world, by the time you have any corporate footing anyway, you're probably in your 30s, like that's the prime of your career and everything. And I just thought it was just interesting to me seeing like a Zim woman really be like, I am taking ownership, because I don't want you people in my mentions asking me silly questions. Who's the daddy?
Yes. How did it happen? Like, were you there?
When you post the baby and then there's the person basically saying, I don't want you asking me who the daddy is. What did you think?
I mean, I loved how bold she was about it, and I feel like that is something that as women we need to start doing and being bold about the decisions that you're making, because she clearly didn't care about what people she's saying. She sent out a message, and like you're saying, don't be coming to my mentions asking who the daddy is. And maybe as time progresses, she will be more elaborate in talking about what she did, or maybe she won't, because I feel like that is her story, and this is how she's choosing to tell it. And I feel like that is what we need. We need more of that. We need more women being empowered to make decisions that affect their lives. And I feel like sometimes when we come from like countries like Zim, where there is almost a structure, or there's the right way, or society expects us to do things in a certain way, when you kind of go the other way, which is not the norm, it raises eyebrows, right? That being said, when you are outside, when you realize that just how much options and how much choice there is, and people shouldn't. Why should you wait? Why should you wait for quote unquote the right man to come along to kind of give you what you want, and I feel like I like that she was so bold about her decision, and that she came out and said, this is what I'm going to do. Motherhood for me is the most important thing, and how she did it, her business, but this is what's going to happen. I'm going to give birth in the next, or maybe she's already given birth, we don't even know. The subject matter in the bringing a child up as a single entity, I think that is something that is always going to be discussed, always going to be, people have differing opinions. And I think that when I was reading the comments that on her post, that was the major thing. But what are you going to say when the daddy asks, when the child asks, where's my daddy? Or when they're asking for, when it's daddy's day at school, that subject in itself is going to be discussed for years to come, because there's such a dichotomy in that there's people who have got...
It's okay. Sorry. Okay, let's guys +1. It's fine.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. So I lost my chain of thought. So I feel like that is always going to be discussed, and whether it is right, whether it is wrong, is something that is forever going to be debated. At the end of the day, what I respect about Rubeneko is that she has, this is what I'm doing. I know that there are challenges ahead. I'm sure she knows all these things that people are already talking about, saying, what are you going to say to this child when they are saying when at school it's bring your father to school day? These are things that she's already thought about, and I think it's no small feat bringing a child into this world. And I respect that she did that. The other aspect of being a single mom, that's another topic for discussion. But the fact that she decided, at however old she is, I don't know how old she is, and she was like, I want to be a mother, what are my choices? And the fact that she's got the privilege to actually go out and whatever options she did, like I'm assuming, like I know you said that you think she's the father is, she knows who, she picked somebody, not picked, but maybe she had an agreement with somebody and had this baby. But I'm also opening my mind up to, maybe what if because these Zanu kids, they've got the options of flying out, to other places. And what if she just came out and went to a sperm bank and was like, oh, this is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And she took the options, she paid the money, she got what she wanted, had the egg fertilized, had the egg inseminated and all that stuff. And then she went home. That is also a possibility. But the fact that she has done that, she has taken that step, I feel that it will give a lot of other women the same, I hope it gives us other women the same boldness. And then the next thing is the means, which is, I think always a bit of the difficulty.
Yeah, no. And that's why I'm looking forward to your motherhood series, because I think hopefully there'll be this aspect of it, because I think what I liked about it was just her being like, you know what, these are some of the real issues, real challenges that are there, right? And not being blind to it. And not, she even saying to people, like, pray. They prayed. So there's that element that I'm sort of interested in. Obviously, like you said about the child, we've talked about this before. I have a very different,
I know.
I have a very different view. I think I'll save it for the series. Yeah, because I don't want to take away from what we're saying in terms, because we don't know
ins
and out of her. So I don't want to, because my comment may seem like I'm responding to her. Because
no, I hear you.
I have a strong view about decisions being child focused.
Yes. No, and I know your personal view. But guys, if you're listening, we want to hear from you. Like, what are your thoughts in women raising, like, making the decision that, what, I want to have a child, and bringing up that child themselves. Like, what are your guys' thoughts around it? Like, what are the issues do you think that could come up from it? Like, let us know what your thoughts are, because that's something else. Like, I think that is a whole massive other discussion. I don't know if you've actually spoken about something similar on the pod, but I know we've personally had like off the scenes, we've had these discussions about identity and all these other things that come into play. So it'll be interesting just to hear what other people think as well.
No. It would be, because I remember having a conversation with someone about the Rubeneko thing. And I think their view was just more about just the importance of family. And I think basically that, I guess, maybe in whatever we do or whatever we promote, it's not to sort of say family is not important. Does that make sense? Like, they're like, okay, sometimes, because it can seem like you're just sort of saying, oh, each person can do it on their own, and neglecting the real importance of a family structure, which I thought was a very valid point. And for me, I'll be honest, it's still like the very ideal.
Yes.
But then what I liked about Rubeneko is that she centered herself, right? And in centering herself, I think she spoke for a lot of us who start thinking about these things, like, okay, if someone has this desire, but maybe you're raised
to do it, yes,
to like me, wait for marriage,
yes,
everything, what do you do, what happens, like, do you know what I mean? So, and those are real things.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And just as we were talking about it, and then we both saw the tweet by Tony, Tony Tone, And she was saying that she thinks that as female fertility starts to decline in women in their 30s, more women would have their first kid in their sorry, let me read that. She says, personally, I think if female fertility didn't begin to decline in the 30s, more women would have their first kid in their mid-40s, beg your pardon. I think for some women, the choice to have kids in their 20s or 30s is somewhat prompted by fertility concerns regarding waiting. And she talks about herself. She's like, she's taken a fertility test before, one of the best decisions she's made. She's like, it's good to be in the know, also gives you a level of control and the chance to make informed choices. And she talks about informed choices looking like IVF, egg freezing, embryo freezing, surrogacy, etc., etc. And she does highlight that, a lot of these options are expensive, but with early knowledge, you can attempt to save. So for the future. So I guess in essence, she's really targeting the young women who are kind of in their 20s that, start thinking about these things. Don't wait till you're in your 40s to start thinking, because it's expensive. And obviously as she's rightfully said, that your fertility does start to decline. So it's a whole other avenue, I suppose, because the cost element of it, if you're starting to think in your 40s that, I want to start saving up, you're looking at now when are you going to actually get this process done, What I also found interesting with this is that, there's a lot of people who are coming in saying that, I'm glad I had my kids when I was in my late 30s, in my 40s, because I knew the type of mother that I wanted or that I wanted to be. And I resonated with that because now I'm having 2 kids, one adult. I literally, when I gave birth to Tamara, I was literally, I had no idea, I had no idea what I was doing. And of course, thank heavens, family is around and they kind of come in. I had no idea what type of a mother I wanted to be. But now I feel that as I'm edging further and further away from the 30s, I find that I think a lot about how I want Lily to grow, how I wanted to interact with others, what the impact that I am having on her, like how I need to be with her, so even just being able to speak, like now she's 6-7 months old and using my voice to kind of tell her when she's doing things wrong. So it gives you a sense of empowerment, I feel like. And I'm not saying that people who have got kids already are like in their 20s or 30s are doing it wrong. I'm not saying that. I say that for me personally, I feel like I can understand why people would want to wait to have their kids a bit later on.
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking for another tweet that it may take me a while, but basically it was just kind of sort of saying that basically women should have children when they are ready to have the children. Yeah. Almost like as in sort of saying it not that it shouldn't be dependent on like
the man.
It should be, but just you be ready.
Yes.
Like you just be ready, because even as Uba Patisanyati said to us, umntana belongs to mom.
Mama, yes. Gosh, what an enlightening episode that was. Yeah.
Umntana belongs to mama. So you need to be ready, because the guy may just, as long as you're ready, basically the person was just like, if you're ready, have a child. Like if you were, now you're ready.
But that is something that is said a lot as well. You know what, you don't ask indoda, Oti, when is the next child coming? If you have a child, or when is the child coming? You ask, those questions are sensitive, but if you were to ask those questions, you ask the woman, you ask me, and I'll be like, no, not happening. Because Because if you Natasha, if you want to have a child, you go out there and you will have a child when you are ready. It's not going to be dependent on Tom, Jack, and Jill. Not Jill, but not Tom and Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So you're the one who's going to pick what you want when you want it. So you'll decide.
Well,
what would be Jill?
In London, in this swamp of a place, as a sad to me, my God.
Yes.
But no, I because the burden will be on you.
On you, yeah. And solely on you.
So you need to, I wish I could fire. I had bookmarked the tweet, but it was quite profound in that sense. But again, I look forward to like your motherhood series and stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think these will be interesting takes. I don't think there is, like what Rebecca has done. I personally don't feel like there is. I can see the challenges, but I can see also the benefits of bringing up a child who is in a loving relation, loving family. And I think that's the most important thing. And what comes to mind is I remember seeing this woman posting about, she was kind of, the caption was like, oh, I was worried when my son's father decided to up and leave, kind of thing, worried about who would be that male figure in his life. And she posts her father, she posts her brothers, and she posts, the friends that are in, and these are people who have now come up and they're not taking the role of the father, but they are being father figures. And I think sometimes that is what you need, instead of having a present father who's not there. I don't know.
That have a very different view.
That is my viewpoint on that.
Yeah, I
and
have
know that you have it different. I know.
I think a father is a father is a father. You cannot replace a father. I mean, if the father themselves is not making themselves available, but you cannot create artificial environment of a father. A child will not. And this is the sad thing, is the child will grow up. They will know, trust me, they will know who brought them up, who was there for them. But that longing for their dad will
always be there. Yeah.
Always be there. And if for any reason, I think if anyone makes it difficult for the dad to have access, because when people get older, you piece stories together. And then you kind of start thinking, okay, this is probably not the best, but like Joe Budden podcast, there's like an episode where they were like, where did you realize that?
Oh, your mother was toxic or something.
Like, when did you realize that your mom was the toxic one? It's like, when did you sit back and be like,
damn,
you nag too much. I understand why dad left. I know it sounds toxic, it sounds so bad. But these things are real. Like, obviously you can't help it if the man is just rubbish and just goes and whatever. But I don't believe in saying, oh, my father, my uncle, that's not your father.
Yeah.
It's no.
Yeah. Oh, listen, it's a whole other conversation. And I think we've kind of touched a bit on this on one of our Patreon episodes.
Yeah, we have.
So guys, subscribe to Patreon. That's where the tea is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's I hear you. I do.
Umntwana kumele umvuse uthi like where are your folks, and be able to point and say,
that's in house. Yeah, that's in House of Stone, where Novio says that you should be able to identify your father's father. That's him. That's what, yeah.
How do you know yourself if you don't know who you are? So that's why the other topic I said I don't want to, congratulations and all the men there, but my fine line is umntwana needs to be able to identify where they
okay,
because they will outlive us. Leave them with questions. Is that fair? I don't
think. Okay. What do you guys think? Hashtag
take, who knows?
Who knows? Hashtag girl in skies, and let us know what your guys' thoughts are on this whole. I think it'll be nice to have more of a discussion. And I wonder if we can, we're going to have a Father's Day episode. I wonder if we can throw it to the guys to maybe talk about it as well, like from their viewpoints. I think that'll be interesting to hear. It'd be interesting to hear different people's perspectives. We are here to learn.
Get them to talk about it.
Yeah, right? Yeah, for sure. So we'll reach out to them and we'll add it to their topic of conversations.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, guys. No, it'll be interesting. I can't wait. Maybe I'm going to be saying cancelable things. If you invite me to one of your motherhoods, if you do the early ones where we'll talk about the options. Because
no, we need that, of course, and of course we'll invite you. I think what we need to do is we need to learn new things and unlearn old things. Yeah, I mean, I'm all up for knowing, for hearing your cancelable takes, for hearing because it also just it makes me think in a different way. It makes me challenge my own thoughts as well. So yeah, it's all about learning.
Yeah, no. Looking forward. But yeah, I is ready. This has been a good episode.
This has been so good. And we'll be back with some Patreon content as well.
Yes. And guys, don't forget, gonna put a link for Manscaped. So we've got basically Manscaped is a grooming, like they sell grooming products, like everything, like shaving, whatever. So if you use our promo code or promotion code GIS Pod, you get 20% off everything. So please use it. I'll put the link in the thing. And also don't forget Shumba Money. If you're transferring money to Zim from Botswana, UK, Canada, Australia, many more. If it's less than $200, it's absolutely free. I know people who've used it and they say that it's been so easy.
Yeah.
So thank you so much to our more recent sponsors of the pods, Shumba Money and Manscaped, and please support because hey, that's how the oil, that's how the whistles are being oiled.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, please do. Please do.
Yeah, guys.
Okay. We'll catch you guys next time.
Later, guys.
Hey guys, today's episode of GIS Podcast is brought to you by Shumba Money. Shumba Money provides safe, fast and easy money transfers from the UK, Australia, Canada and Botswana to Zimbabwe. What makes Shumba Money different is that they will not charge you any transaction fees if you're sending any amount less than $200. Yes, you heard that right. Zero transaction fees when you send up to $200. Your recipient can collect the money from their Newlands branch in Harare or any National Building Society branch all over Zimbabwe. So you can sign up to shumbamoney.com today and start sending money.
soon.